Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Shadow Stitch TCG. Today we are going to be doing our basic Battle League Season 4 draft analysis for your Queen City Quiver Dance. That's right, this is the first team for the basic Battle League. We are flying under our new banner. We are the defending champs of the league. We did end up winning Season 3, which is awesome, with our beautiful Volcarona and Lycanroc Dusk team. But this time we're doing something a little bit different and a little bit fun, because why not, you know? So, anyway, so BBL Season 4, we are back yet again. This is, of course, our home league. We co-commission it with Majin himself, of course, and I really enjoy doing this league. Yeah, it's just really fun. So let's just take a quick look real quick at the rules for this season. This is, of course, in the Galar Dex format. There's no Dynamax or Gigantamax. We are allowing trapping this season, which is something different that we typically don't allow, but we decided to vote on it, and people were like, yeah, why not? Let's try trapping. So Dry Baton Pass is going to be the go-to Baton Pass clause, which I think is fine. Like I said before, I think that Dry Pass is a minimum that we should always have. So, and this season we have no weather restrictions. So last season we restricted the weather setters with the weather setting abilities to never be able to hold a weather rock. However, that is not going on this season, so weather has gone unrestricted, which is pretty nice. And then obviously the other standard smoke gun clauses, you know, species sleep clause, evasion clause, etc. stuff, all that fun stuff. So but yeah, so we picked 10 total Pokemon, no more, no less, and we had to pick one of each S, A, B, C, and then a D or F tier. We decided to split the bottom tier into two separate tiers this time, because we had the D tier, which is, you know, your normal low tier, and then we had the F tier, which is like pretty much just the complete garbage stuff. So you can definitely go check out when me and Majin broke through, you know, looked at the whole tier list and everything, and talked about our philosophy for the tier list and stuff like that. And, you know, we wanted to provide a lot of lower tier value, and so we intentionally under tiered a lot of things, which I think was pretty good. So we had 440 points to use for the remaining 5 Pokemon, and we could not, of course, select S tiers with points. So at the end of the draft, we had a 24-hour grace period. We did not use any free agent transactions, and during that, because I was pretty happy with my team. And we had 4 free agent transactions for the season, which we may end up using. And then the unlimited inter-coach trades, which is something that we're introducing this year. We haven't really had too many trades this season, like in any of the seasons that I've been here, so that's pretty neat. So we have 18 total players this season, which is insane. Definitely a very big jump. So that's going to be 3 separate divisions, and because of that, we have 9 total weeks. And 4 postseason weeks. And because of that, we have 10 total players fighting for that playoff race. It's pretty cool. So, and then of course, check the description below if you would like to join the Discord and spectate and potentially join in next season. So we keep growing like this, we're definitely going to have some more fun. And yeah, so, and you know, if you really want to have a chance at that championship belt, definitely join in. We'd love to have you. So anyway, that is pretty much the long and short of it. We did get the 5th overall pick in the draft, which was pretty good. That's just about like my ideal position. If I can't be number 1, I love to be in that like 2 to 5 area, because then, you know, I'm pretty much guaranteed to get something really good for my first pick, and I don't have to wait that long between picks, which is pretty nice. So at least on the top end, at least. So, which is really nice. So I can get strong cores and stuff like that, and I can safeguard snipes and stuff, which is pretty cool. So I definitely really like that 5th position. That 2 to 5 position is like ideal for me if I can't get the number 1 spot, obviously. So which we've never had. We've never actually had the number 1 spot in a draft. We've had I think, what, third in our first draft, and then we had the bottom wheel, and I hated that. So, yeah, definitely really like having that top end of the draft, and yeah, should be really fun. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So first pick, we are, like I said, the 5th pick, so we ended up picking up Tornadus Therian. So yes, let's go. I love this Pokemon. You know, of course, has the regenerator ability. Now it has heavy duty boots for its preferred item of choice, which is awesome. However, it can still run really useful items like, you know, life orbs and choice specs and stuff like that. And you know, it just hits really hard. It has a good physical and special attack stat, and pretty good you know, move pool. So obviously it's got Hurricane, it got Nasty Plot this generation, which is crazy good. So yeah, but most of the time we're going to be running that heavy duty boots, nice pivoting set. So, you know, you can run Hurricane, Knockoff, U-turn, maybe Heat Wave, Focus Blast, or just Nasty Plot and just spam Hurricane. So yeah, definitely just an amazing Pokemon, and just a amazing pivoting Pokemon. And yeah, also fun fact, it gets Weather Ball, which is really cool, and that's going to come into play with some of the other mons that we have on the team. So yeah, really good speed right off the bat. It's obviously not going to be matching up with like the Tapu Kokos and Dragapults and all that fun stuff, but you know, 121 speed is fantastic. It's just an amazing speed tier, and it's going to be outspeeding a large majority of mons, and I'm really happy about that. And I love this Pokemon. When we saw that it was coming back, I said that this is what I'm going to be drafting round 1 of my first Crown Tundra draft. And we didn't get it in the we didn't get it in the UPA, which was my first Crown Tundra draft, but I did end up getting it in the Tornadus Therian in the BBL, our wonderful home league, and I'm very looking forward to using this Pokemon again. I love this Pokemon. You all know I am a Gen 5 lover, and this mon is just awesome. I love this mon. So yeah, definitely looking forward to using Tornadus Therian yet again. Next up, though, we are picking up our A tiers. So, of course, this was a long wait put, so I'm a little bit surprised that this actually made it back to me. But we got Kyurem, so another Gen 5 superstar. It got a lot of good stuff this generation. It finally got physical Ice Stab, which is really cool. And, you know, it always had good attack and special attack, but there was no real reason to run a physical set, despite it getting, like, Dragon Dance and stuff like that. Because it just didn't really have a good Icicle Stab. So now Icicle Spear is not the best Icicle Stab in the world, or Ice Stab in the world. However, it's definitely serviceable, and you know, with like, you can run like a good mixed Dragon Dance set, and sometimes Icicle Spear and Dragon Claw is really all you need. So you can like run like DD Roost, or you know, DD Sub, and then Dual Stab or something like that. Also benefits very heavily from heavy duty boots, which is incredible for this Pokemon. Yeah, Pressure is definitely in a underplayed ability that people don't really think about a lot, and yeah, Pressure is just really good for this Pokemon because it just it can like sit behind a sub, and it can roost, and can, you know, stall out things. Also, getting Freeze Dry was huge for this Pokemon. So you can run like Choice Specs, Freeze Dry, Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, and then of course it is an Ice type. So we're going to be seeing some other really good synergy with our other mons later on as well. So I really, really like Kyurem. I'm very happy that we finally get to use it. It is an amazing Pokemon, and yeah, really cool that we ended up snagging this in the A tier, which is really, really awesome. So next up, though, we ended up picking up Crocodile. Crocodile is one of my favorite Pokemon in draft. I absolutely love this Pokemon. Not only does it have a very respectable 92 speed tier, has pretty good bulk with 95, 70, 70, and a great attack at 117. It also has really good abilities. Obviously, it can go offensive with like Moxie and stuff like that, but it also has Intimidate, which is very, very good for it. defense. It does have Anger Point, and I believe that there is a single strike Urshifu running around. However, I think I would probably prefer to intimidate that thing anyway. Like, I know Wicked Blow doesn't ignores that, but we can live those hits and we'll be fine. So but yeah, definitely really love Crocodile. It has knockoff, it provides us the dark type and the ground type that we need for our team. It's just such a really good Pokemon. It has amazing roll compression, and I've said it before, like, this Mon just brings so much to your team, like, no matter what. Rocks, knockoff, dark type, ground type, freaking strong earthquakes. It's just a lot to prepare for. In many ways, it's kind of like a lower tier Excadrill, I think, and because it just brings a lot to the table, and it's a lot for your opponent to think about. Because like, what am I gonna bring? Am I gonna bring like a Choice Scarf Moxie set? Am I going to bring a bulky bulky offensive Stealth Rocker? Am I going to, bring like Bulk Up or something? Like, also getting like moves like Close Combat and Lash Out and stuff like that is really cool for this Pokemon. I love Crocodile, and yeah, another Gen 5 superstar in its own right, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, can you tell I like Gen 5? Can you tell I like Gen 5 Pokemon? I don't know if you can by now. Alright, next up though, we are finally breaking the Gen 5 mold, and we're picking up Skarmory. So we were able to use our points at any time in the draft this time, and I decided, you know what, I want to grab a nice defensive, bulky ass Pokemon, and I ended up snagging my Skarmory. So amazing defense, pretty actually good speed. So for this Pokemon, and respectable special defense as well. It got dual wing beat, so it doesn't have to run Brave Bird anymore, but most importantly, it got Body Press this generation, which is really, really good. So it can do kind of the same thing as like Corviknight can with like Iron Defense, Body Press sets. However, it also gets Spikes, it gets Defog, it gets Whirlwind, it gets Roost. Like, it's Skarmory. Like, we know what Skarmory does. It sits there and it's fat and it's annoying and it just doesn't die, and I you know what, we need a Pokemon like that on this kind of team. So far we've had two very offensive Pokemon that rely on heavy duty boots, and so we need a really good defogger, but also a Spikes to take advantage of ourselves, and just a really good Pokemon. I mean, it's Skarm. Like, you cannot go wrong with this Pokemon. Sure, Corviknight's probably a little bit better overall because it got U-turn, it's got Bulk Up and stuff like that, but Skarm just also provides that hazard stacking role, and I felt like that it was well worth the 120 points that we spent on it. So yeah, Skarm, amazing Pokemon. Definitely glad I picked this up. So alright, so next round, we ended up we were originally going to be trying to grab the Ice Cream Cone, my Vanillux, and I was really looking forward to using Hail in this generation, or in this league, because we have some updated abilities on some older Pokemon, and that being Arctozolt. So we did end up freaking getting sniped of our Ice Cream Cone, but when that happened, I'm like, alright, I cannot let them get Arctozolt. I'm still gonna go with Hail, but I cannot let them get Arctozolt, because Arctozolt, in my opinion, is the best Slush Rush Pokemon. It has amazing coverage with that Electric and Ice, obviously. Bolt Beam coverage is amazing. Has Bolt Beak, which allows it to do insane damage on the physical side, but it also has Freeze Dry, which is really, really nice. So you can run like a nice mixed set for those bulky waters and bulky ground types. Mostly, like, especially there's a lot of like ground water types back now. We have like Swampert, Gastrodon, Quagsire, Seismitoad still hanging around. So having Freeze Dry for those mons is just incredible. So yeah, it's just a really, really good Pokemon. 55 base speed is not the best in the world, of course, but under under Slush Rush Adamant, it still hits 421, which is really good actually. That's outspeeding pretty much like everything outside of, I think, Zeraora naturally, which is really cool. It's going to have trouble with Choice Scarfers, still being able to revenge it, but you know what? You know, we got stuff to take care of that, and I think we're okay. I think we'll be okay. But yeah, so Arctazol is amazing. I'm definitely looking forward to using this, of course, because Slush Rush is now available, and I was like, why not? So let's go with Hail. Also, Arctazol is my favorite of the four fossils. I think he's just such a funny looking boy. He looks so stupid, and he's just so happy still. Like, I feel so bad for him because he's got the little snub. I just like this little guy. He's just so cute, and he's so fun. Yeah, I even used him in like my first playthrough for a little while. He was just a cool little boy. I like him. But yeah, so that's Arctazol. He was our D tier, which was incredible. Definitely loved picking this guy up from the lower tier. So yeah, we do have another Hail team and in competition with us now, and now you can start to see like some of the synergy with some of our first couple picks. Of course, we will be getting to our Hail setter much later though, but yeah, so Arctazol, definitely looking forward to this little guy putting in some work. So next up though, we ended up picking up Salazzle in the C tier. So originally I really wanted to get a Alolan Marowak for my fire type, that is. So yeah, because I really liked having a fire type on this team. It just fits so well. However, when we did get our Vanillic sniped from us, I had to kind of shift gears a little bit, and I had to pick up a different fire type so I could get the, so I could get a better Hail setter. So yeah, so Salazzle ended up being the choice, which is actually pretty good still too, because it was a grounded poison and as well as our fire type, which is really good. So also gave us great speed for our team. 117 is a fantastic speed tier right underneath our Tornadus Therian, which is really good. So also being able to poison pretty much everything on our opponent's team, it's just fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to using Salazzle. It's a Pokemon that I have never used in draft, and I've always kind of wanted to, and it's just a Pokemon I really like as well as especially that shiny. That shiny is just, ooh, that thing is gorgeous. I love it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to using Salazzle. Nice solid first C tier pick that we got here in round 6. Sorry to Camel, I did end up sniping it from Camel, so sorry about that, but what you gonna do, right? So yeah, super solid pickup here with Salazzle. Alright, next up we have Slowking going in for another 80 points. So we've already spent 200 of over 440 points. I decided to go with Slowking because he's not only a really good regenerator mon to pair alongside of our Tornadus Therian. So we have a nice little regenerator core going on there, one more offensive, one more specially defensive. We also have a very good specially defensive Pokemon to pair alongside our very physically defensive Skarmory, which is really, really awesome. They don't have the best typing synergy, obviously, because both are weak to electric, and neither one really wants to take knockoffs very well. However, they definitely help each other out, on the physical versus special side, and it's very, very nice. So yeah, definitely really, really looking forward to using Slowking. It's a mon that I really, really like, and just pairs really well on this team. I think it gives us a nice, fat, bulky water, and it's going to be continuing my freaking Fire, Water, Grass core, which we might complete later on. We'll see. So yeah, but not really the best defensive synergy. However, I really enjoyed using Jellicent for a little while, and I kind of wanted Jellicent on this team, but Bruins told me that she wanted Jellicent. I'm like, alright, fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you have Jellicent. Just don't take my Alola Marowak, and then freaking Vanillix got sniped, so that had to change my plan anyway, so, like, whatever. So yeah, but Slowking is a really solid Pokemon, gives me Trick Room options for the team, and, you know, can set up Nasty Plot, and just go offensive if it wants to. It's just a pretty solid Pokemon, and looking forward to using him for sure. So nice Slowking boy. We had Slowbro in another league. Now we're going to be trying the King. Alright, next up we ended up picking up Gallade. We are going to go for a solid fighting type here. So 125 attack is amazing on this Pokemon, has a pretty solid move pool. Gets, you know, obviously knockoff, close combat, you know, Leaf Blade if we want to go with that. You know, can go bulk up Drain Punch if we want to. Got Shadow Sneak. I believe it got Will-O-Wisp too, which is really cool. So, yeah, also has very respectable special defense as well. 115 special defense is amazing for this Pokemon. It can definitely take advantage of like an Assault Vest set as well, because it has a very good move pool, and that special defense is really solid. So this thing was all the way down in D tier, so it only cost us 40 points, which is really good. Also, it gave us a pretty nice speed tier between Skarmory and Crocodile at 80 speed, which is really, really nice. So I just really like Gallade, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with Gallade for my fighting type this time, and I think it'd be pretty good. So, you know, it's just a good Pokemon in general, and good low tier fighting type in my opinion. So yeah, Gallade, I mean, there's not really much else to say. The Psychic typing honestly hurts it more than helps it, but yeah, what you gonna do, right? So alright, next up though, we finally get our Hail Setter, going to be our Alolan Ninetales. So I originally did want the Ice Cream Cone, like I said, I love my Ice Cream Cone. It did get sniped, so that kind of had to change my plans a little bit, so I did end up going with Alolan Ninetales. However, Alolan Ninetales pretty dang good. Still, you know, it obviously has that Aurora Veil, and amazing speed, so it's almost guaranteed to set up the Aurora Veil, which is really nice. So 109 is such a amazing speed tier. You know, it's going to outspeed things like the Terrakions and Keldeos and stuff like that. It's not quite to the range of things like the Latioses and stuff, but it's what you gonna do, right? So I really wish that they did give this thing 110, because you know, 109 is such a trolly speed tier, like in good and bad ways. So, but yeah, but most importantly, gives us that hail support for the team, so we can spam blizzards with Kyurem if we want to. We got the Slush Rush with the freaking with our Arctozolt, and we get screens, so we can go for screens and go into our Tornadus Therian and, you know, spam moves or our Salazzle and stuff like that. Just a really good freaking Pokemon for the team. Obviously gives us a Fairy type as well, so no spamming Draco Meteors on me, which is really nice. So, not the strongest Pokemon in the world, only 81 special attack, but what you gonna do? So, not the best Pokemon in the world, but it gives us some very good speed and gives us some very good typings, and obviously that Hail and Aurora Veil is going to really help out our team a lot. So definitely looking forward to using Alolan Ninetales. Also, I just really like the Pokemon, so you can't really hate on that. So last but not least, I originally wanted to get up Blossom, because I do not disrespect Blossom around here. We do not disrespect Blossom, because that thing swept me in the end game, and I really don't like freaking fighting that Pokemon. However, Knight is an idiot, and I told him to get a Grass type in C tier, because he had plenty enough points to get a Grass type in C tier, like Roserade, and he was like, no, I'm gonna get Blossom. So I'm like, whatever, dude. So I really wanted to get Blossom because, you know, it's a Quiver Dancer, and I'm like, well, we gotta have a Quiver Dancer on the team, right? And I'm like, yeah, let's get Blossom, because I do actually kind of like Blossom. It's pretty fun. And so he sniped that in the last round when he had enough points for a freaking C tier. Whatever you say, buddy. And freaking, yeah, so our next options were like Lilligant, Butterfree, and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, this is trash. So I was like, you know what? let's go with Lurantis. Lurantis is a really cool Pokemon either way. So it has better defenses than the Lilligants and stuff. You know, sacrifices some speed, but like who cares? Contrary is amazing for it. You know, got Contrary like Leaf Storm and Superpower and stuff like that. It has very respectable bulk and offenses. It's just that speed that hurts it. However, we do have Trick Room on our team, which is really cool. So definitely looking forward to using Lurantis. Also with Defog and Knockoff, and you know, it could serve like a lot of different roles on the team, and I'm really liking this Pokemon. I've never used this Pokemon in any competitive setting. I did use it on like a playthrough once, I think, which is pretty good. But you know, it's just a good little Pokemon to fill out my last 20 points. This thing was in the F tier, and I think it's just a good, solid grass type for me. Does complete that Fire, Water, Grass core, which is very, very nice. So yeah, definitely looking forward to using Lurantis here. Really wish it was Blossom instead, but you know, what you gonna do? So anyway, yeah, Lurantis is still a very solid option nonetheless. So alright, so that is going to be your Queen City Quiver Dance for the BBL Season 4. Definitely look forward to this season. We aren't taking this 100% seriously, as you know, we've already won the league. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. But you know, we're still going to be going for them dubs. This is far from the best team that I've ever put together. You know, we have like what, 5 Pokemon that are weak to rocks, which is terrible. But what you gonna do? So, but yeah, at least one of them has Regenerator. So there's that. But and heavy duty boots exist, but you know, there's that. But yeah, definitely not the best team in the world. However, I think that it is 10 Pokemon that can definitely get us quite a few dubs, and I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. Deuces.